So these are 4 tips that I wasn't using. These are 4 strategies that I wasn't using when I first got into it many months ago, like maybe even a year or 2 ago when I first tried dabbling in intermittent fasting. Didn't use these tips, and it was hard. It was very difficult. When my buddies were telling me like, yeah, I haven't eaten till, I don't eat till like 2 o'clock or whatever, and they were like working out and stuff, I was like, how is that possible? Like, I just can't do it. I love food. I need to eat all the time. That was like my identity. It's like what I thought was my reality. But the truth is, to make intermittent fasting, if you apply these 4 strategies I'm about to tell you right now, it's gonna be so much easier. So let's get right into it. The first one is, you want to make sure that usually when you eat, you're doing because you just want to do something. You don't want to work anymore, you don't want to read anymore, you don't want to talk on the phone anymore, you just want to go eat, you want to go do something. So instead of eating, drink water. So the first tip would be to stay hydrated. And I recommend hot water, so it's like tea, no calories in that. I recommend plain water, and I recommend bubbly water, sparkling water. I drink a lot of sparkling water, and I find that helps keep me quite full. And I also drink a lot of hot water, drink a lot of tea. Again, no calories there, it's just hot water, or maybe it's hot water with like a mint leaf in there or something, or hot water with like some ground up ginger in there, or chopped up ginger, so it just tastes like ginger flavored hot water. So that's the first tip, just stay full of water, drink a lot of water. The second tip is to stay out of the kitchen. If you're looking at food, you're surrounded by food, you're gonna be tempted by it. You wanna annihilate the temptations, you wanna just be focusing on other stuff. Don't even be in the kitchen. Go do other stuff. And anytime you're in the kitchen, that's the habit area. That's where you go to eat. Your brain is so programmed. You walk in the kitchen, you eat. Your neurons in your brain fire that way, because every time leading up until now, probably you've walked into the kitchen to what? To eat. And now all of a sudden you're walking in the kitchen and you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to eat. Well, your brain's programmed to eat, silly, if you walk into the kitchen. So just stay out of the kitchen. Or start creating a new habit. So every time you go in the kitchen before, let's say noon or whatever it is, you just drink water. You walk in there, you drink water, and you get out. Don't stay in the kitchen for too long. Don't look at food for too long. You're gonna be tempted by it. All right, so that's the second tip. The third tip is, once you do eat, make sure that you eat enough. Because again, you're only giving yourself this window of time. Maybe for you, it might be 8 hours, it might be 6 hours, it might be 4 hours, it might be 2 hours, you might be doing 1 hour window. I don't know what you're doing. So once you pick your time, for me, I like to do a 4-hour window, 12 to 4 p.m. It works perfectly for me. When I start eating, I make sure I start with some juicier fruit, like some melon or some citrus or some grapes or something. And then as the day goes on, I have more denser food. As the time goes on, I have more denser food. So I have some like more bananas or dates or avocado, So you have your denser food. And then right before 4 o'clock, so about 3:30 p.m., I eat a ton. I make it like my biggest meal. And I just eat a lot. So that way, next thing in the morning when I wake up, I'm not hungry. I'm still full from the day before. But if I am hungry in the morning, it's because I simply haven't eaten enough the day before. I didn't eat enough the day before. So it's just a learning experience. You gotta fail a bunch to learn. It's just good to be aware of these things already in advance, so that when you do F up, when you do screw up, when you do get hungry, when you do eat out of your window or whatever, he wasn't honking at me, don't worry. He's honking at some other idiot driving. When you do screw up, you learn from these things, all right? So let's recap before I give you the fourth tip. You want to stay hydrated, you want to stay out of the kitchen, and you want to eat enough. I think I can take this route since this way is blocked. Yeah, I can probably go this way. Sweet! Little hack, little back street. This is one of the pros of living somewhere for a very long period of time. You know the back streets. All right, the fourth tip is, you wanna make sure that when you work out right before you eat or right after you eat that first meal. So you don't want to wake up and eat at you don't want to wake up and work out at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and then have to wait till noon to eat. You want to work out at either 11 or 11:30 or even noon itself. So work out either right before you eat or right after you eat. Because if you do some cardio or if you go to the gym like 2, 3, 4 hours before you eat, you're gonna just be much more tempted to eat some. So those are some tips to keep in mind when you want to do intermittent fasting. Those are the 4 tips. Hope you got something from this video. If you did, great. hope to see you in real life one day. We can get off the internet together and just hang out. Go to the park, do some slacklining, do some handstands, play some frisbee. Those are 3 of my favorite activities to do at the park lately. Handstands, slackline, frisbee. Really fun stuff. All right. Ciao for now. Peace out. Much love.